right, folks. Nathan Hamilton, Son of Celluloid. I'm here at Days of the Dead talking to DDP here. And he's got DDP Yoga going on right now. He is, you created this system yourself.
First of all, you
tell us a little about it.
You have to start with it ain't your mama's yoga.
It ain't your mama's yoga, no.
Guys like, who's the first guy at the top of that list?
That would be Chris Jericho.
And who's that?
You got Jake Roberts, you got Ryback and Edge and RVD and everybody on there, man.
He does his own thing. But
right.
He did my workout with me.
Okay, cool.
But everybody else does it, from Mark Merrow to
all the way down to Al Snow, man.
Kane. I mean, it goes. But it's how passionate they're talking about the workout,
right, because
it's changing their lives. Mm-hmm. You know, because their bodies are so beat up. Chris Jericho was done. They said it was over for him 2 years ago.
Right.
And then he saw the video of the disabled veteran. All right. And when he saw how much that changed his life,
right,
he said, DDP sent it to me. And I did. 3 weeks later, he called me back, told me he's addicted to it. He told me he was down 85% pain-free in 3 weeks. In 3 months, he was 100% pain-free and went on to headline WrestleMania.
Right.
But here's the real proof. He left after, I think, about 2 pay-per-views after WrestleMania. Took off 6 months he was on the road as of playing as Fozzy. Right. If you don't wrestle, you can't be. It's not the same thing as, you know, being a Stairmaster or running or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you're not in wrestling shape, right, there's no way you can go past 10 or 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Unless you're doing a workout that engages your muscles throughout your workout, so you're constantly in your fat burning zone or cardiac zone the entire workout, which is what DDP Yoga is. Did you see the Rumble that just passed?
Yeah.
Did you see when Jericho came out?
Yes.
What number?
2?
Number 2.
Yeah.
He lasted 47 minutes, 53 seconds. He does one workout. Mine. DDP Yoga.
Right here.
And he's passionate about it, and I'm so respectful and humbled that he does love it.
Right.
And now Edge is doing it, and Al Snow, and Tommy Dreamer. I mean, guys would never nice for years. I'm like, guys, let me help you. And they just didn't see it. It took Chris Jericho to really open up people's eyes.
Right.
And then you can't go on the web and find people talking shit about it,
yeah,
unless they're just jerk-offs, mm-hmm, which we still haven't even had that,
right,
which surprises me.
Yeah. We got Jake over here doing it too, so he's looking good.
If you just follow the videos of DDP TV on YouTube, mm-hmm, you can watch Jake. The first day we were at his house filming him, the resurrection of Jake the Snake. You know, it's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, why don't you just pay that with cash? Just pay. Oh, yeah, pay him with cash. You're paying that? Okay.
Now, I remember one time reading an interview with Terry Funk, and he said back in the day when wrestlers were trying to get into acting, they had the same stigma as porn stars trying to get into acting. Do you think is it eased at all, trying to move into acting from wrestling?
I think no. It hasn't really gotten any easier. If you were a rap star, that would be different.
Right.
I don't understand it, but, you know, bottom line is, we are the actors.
Right.
You'd think The Rock would have changed this, you know,
yeah,
the deal. The Rock's one of the most over actors on the planet right now.
Right.
You know, it's not easy being that. You know, it's tough. You know, every role I've ever gotten is through a relationship. Through relationship. Rob Zombie did my DDP Yoga.
Is that how you two met?
No, we met buying Christmas trees.
Buying Christmas
trees. He was buying a big 12-footer. I was looking at my ex-wife. I going, I think that's Rob Zombie over there. We'll walk over and meet him. And I walked over, and I'd met him once before, but it was like briefly.
Right.
And I walked up to him, and I said, hey, Rob, I'm Diamond Dallas Page. He goes, I know who you are.
Right.
I said, well, didn't we just meet? He goes, didn't we just meet over at SmackDown? I was like, yeah, they were in Staples Center, you know. Right. And I said, well, you know, it was a while back, and, you know, I don't know if you remember. He goes, like I'm going to forget you? Nice. And which was very, very cool, because Rob Zombie's one of the coolest cats on the planet. And we connected, exchanged numbers, ended up doing dinner, and he was blown away what kind of shape I was in.
Right.
And at the time, I was 48. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be 57. And I told him that, you know, I do this thing, you know, that I call originally the YRG workouts. I do YRG because I hadn't done the extreme stuff yet. And he said, YRG, what's that stand for? I go, well, it used to be yoga for regular guys. And he goes, you do yoga? I go, well, yes and no. It's sort of like its own animal. And I said, I'm writing a book about it right now, the Yoga for Regular Guys book, which you can't even get anymore. And if you look on eBay, just go ahead and look on eBay. Just Google it. New, it's $200. And used, it's like $79. It's not 99 cents.
Right.
So there's a lot of substance to that book. And then I went on to do my YRG workouts, then my YRG fitness system. And then taking it back, I wanted to start creating an extreme workout too, which became DDP Extreme. And so Extreme and YRG fall into the tutelage of DDP Yoga. That's why I had to create that brand. And you know what everybody always said to me anyway? DDP, how's your yoga going? I go, it's not yoga. So yeah, it really is. It's completely its own animal. And I'm just so, Rob Zombie, when we were sitting down having dinner that night, I told him, listen, I'm writing this book. I do it every day right now, 6 days a week. I said, why don't we get together 3 or 4 days a week and I'll teach it. He's like, you do that? I go, yeah, just buddy system. After 3 weeks of doing the program, one day he said, hey, I wrote a part for you in Devil's Rejects. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, who do I talk to? I said, you're talking to him.
Very cool.
That's how it happened.
Speaking of Devil's Rejects, you, of course, played the Lily Ray Snapper, part of the Unholy Duo. Did you guys, you don't get a lot of backstory on those two characters. Did you and Trey, did you guys come up with a backstory for you guys, or kind of in your own heads, or did you just wing it?
Danny's, he's been in 1,000 movies. Danny just, does his stuff within himself. He's such a professional. He's an amazing actor. For me, I wrote the whole backstory, where he came from, why he was like this. I normally start, because I grew up from a broken family, bounced around from a pinball machine when I was a little kid. I normally use my own backstory up to around 15, 16, and then I decide where that character's going, because they are me, no matter what. And someone like Billy Ray Snapper, he's a Vietnam vet. He's a guy who lied about his age and got in the military at 16. He's a guy that's seen so much shit, nothing phases him.
Sounds like you might have a book there, man.
To me, I would have already done something around that character, but Lionsgate owns the rights to that.
Right.
And I've talked to Rob about, come on, dude, get that thing back. The Unholy 2, me and Danny still look the same.
Yeah.
And we could do a whole, because we're the only people who lived.
Right.
So it could have its own life. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it's fun to think about.
I'd like to. Just honestly, who's the tougher of the Unholy 2?
Stop it.
Oh, come on. All right, now, I'm going to finish out here. If it wouldn't be an interview with a wrestling legend, if I didn't ask you for some kind of a good road story or backstage story.
One of my favorite backstage stories on the road before I made it big was touring with Jake. Jake is quite a character. And back then he was still drinking and doing drugs, so he was really a character.
Right.
But he loves ribs. And there was this one Mexican wrestler. Hey, Jake, what was the name of that Mexican wrestler, the little guy the little one? You don't remember? I can't remember his name, but there was another luchador. He wore all white, and there was another a bigger one. He was like the mini me.
Right.
And this guy could do anything.
Was it Super Astro? Something like that?
I can't remember right now. The bottom line is, he'll speak no English. English. And Jake had put the Cobra in his bag.
Right.
No, it wasn't a Cobra. It was a python. It was a python.
Right.
And we're all sitting there waiting because he's deathly afraid of snakes.
I am too.
And we're all just sitting in the locker room. And he sits down after his match. Boom, takes off his mask. He goes to reach into his bag and he stops. And he does something else. Everybody's like, and he stops. And so we're all talking, and he's reaches down, not even looking, reaches down to his bag, and he stops. He does it 5 fucking times. By the 5th time, we're all kids who farted in church, we're all trying to hold it in. And we're dying. And right as he's going down, he He jumps out of the way. He looks like, Jake, steak, bag. All of a sudden, he can put like this whole sentence together.
Nice.
Couldn't speak English before that, but boom, 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 he put it together.
Very cool. I'd like to thank you very much for talking to me.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You told me, sitting down here, that you've lost how much weight?
At 73 pounds.
73 pounds.
Yes,
You
sir.
hit a Sticking block. What are you doing for exercise?
Mainly walking.
Okay.
I have a bum knee. It's tough to really do
Did you
much
see the
high
disabled
impact
veteran?
stuff.
Did you see the disabled veteran?
Yeah.
Knee braces on both
Yeah,
knees.
right.
Back brace, wrap around cuffs.
Yeah. So
Okay. Bottom line is, you got a bad knee, no problem.
Yeah.
Let me help you. You got a bad back, no problem. Let this workout help you. Don't take my word for it. Go. Like I'll have all of these guys. I mean, Edge, who I begged for years to do it, came out of his surgery 2 months ago, and got with one of my guys who works for me on Twitter, and he sent him the program. He goes, D, Edge is doing a program. I go, no, he's not. He goes, I'm telling you, he's going to do it. He said he's really going to do it. I go, oh, well, let's see. Edge, I had him on my show last week, ddpradio.com, every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Matter of fact, it's one that just aired last week. You can go back and check it out. Listen to what Edge, he sounds like he developed the program himself. He sounds like me. That's how passionate. Jericho's the same way. Al Snow was the same way. It blew my mind, because in our business, guys don't do other guys' stuff. They do their own. Unless it really, really, really works. And DDP Yoga works if you work. If you don't work, guess what? Nothing works.
There you go, folks. Go check out DDP Yoga and stay on Son of Celluloid for more interviews from Days of the Dead. Thank you very much, man. Bang.